Hi guys, I'm Wataru and this video is on the book called Homo Deus, written by historian Yuval Noah Harari. He's also a professor, specializes in world history at Hebrew University of Jerusalem. This book mainly talks about his opinion on how and where is the world headed to, observing the current concerns of the world. I really enjoyed reading this book and I totally recommend it to everyone. Although it's controversial in a way, it provides a realistic insight of the possible future with various points supported from the historical perspective. And it's also my kind of book that I like to read. Really enjoyed it. This book was also listed as the summer reading list of 2018 by Bill Gates. So in this book, he questions, if we achieved our definition of a good life, such as by eradicating famine, plague and wars, where would we go next? In this book, I would like to state the conclusion to set the direction and mention some of the important points stated in this book. Before moving on, I would like to give disclaimers. Those who want to read this book, it will be a spoiler, so don't watch this video. But if you want to know the gist, this book is perfect for you. Then without further ado, let's get started. The conclusion of the book is, data would take over humanity soon in the future. In the past, people used to pray to gods for bringing peace and better situation during the times of such as famine, plague and war. But in the last few decades, we are starting to be able to control famine, plague and war. Of course not completely solved, but on a good line. And these disasters became from uncontrollable force of nature to manageable situations. Now, for the first time in history, more people die from eating too much than too little, from old age than diseases. For example, let's look at AIDS. So it took only 2 years to actually identify HIV and how it spreads. And within 10 years, new medicine were invented to make AIDS from death sentence to chronic disease. Yuval talks about law of jungle as well, which used to govern the international relations of this world. So what is this? So basically it means that even if two states actually held peace, they've always left the room for war. But today things are different. Humanity have almost overcome this law of jungle. Although we have more ability, many countries have learned to resist it. Today the stage of war advanced from nuclear warfare to cyber warfare, increasing more ability to start a war. But ability to start a war does not equal to increasing motivation to actually start a war. Then what is our current danger? Our current danger is in our own power. Economic growth have increased, which led to famine, plague and war to reduce. Now we have abundant food, medicines, energy and raw materials, but it destabilizes our ecological equilibrium of the earth, because we always pick growth over ecological balance. And that is also because humans are rarely satisfied with what they have. Our achievement is not satisfaction but craving for more. Then after the problems of famine, plague and war are finally lifted, what will we do with ourselves? He says that success breeds ambition. And our next goal for humanity will be to seek immortality, happiness and divinity. And this is our human agenda. Immortality is to overcome the problem of old age and death, the ultimate misery. And this allows humanity to achieve positive happiness. And by overcoming these two, the survival struggles, what's next is to achieve divinity by making ourselves from Homo sapiens to Homo Deus. Then let's touch on those 3 points of immortality, happiness and divinity. So the first one, immortality, we say that our life is the most important thing. This is even stated in UN Declaration of Human Rights as rights to life, the human's most fundamental value. As death violated, humans are going for a full war against death. And for happiness, we are never satisfied, hence not happy, due to our biochemical process and system of increasing chances of survival and not happiness. For example, we work hard to bring food on the table to avoid terrible hunger, but after some time, the sensation of food goes away. So in other words, if the biochemical system is the cause of our unhappiness, we need to intervene into that system. This is what we call human re-engineering, to change Homo sapiens to enjoy everlasting pleasure. So the third part, which is the sensitive part, divinity. So after eliminating death and pain out of the system, we could do the same to control our organs and emotions and intelligence in various ways. So to make humans divine, there are three paths stated by Yuval. So first one is biological engineering. This is to rewrite genetic coding, rewire brain circuits, and change biochemical balance. And the second one is cyborg engineering. This is by merging organic bodies with non-organic devices. These two are to make yourself better, self-enhancement. And the third one is by engineering of non-organic being. This is such as robots, AI, which survives in both virtual and non-virtual world and is free from limitation of organic chemistry. Yuval states that divine does not mean we have quality of unlimited power. What he means is that human will be able to enjoy specific super abilities such as to design and create living beings, travel at really quick speed, control the environment and weather, something like Zeus who controlled weather. Yuval further states that throughout history, human beings have been competing with gods. And here's the example story. In the past, during the animist times, the agricultural society used gods and prayed for them to provide them with rain and other agricultural assistances. However, as the era advances, scientists invented artificial fertilizers, insecticides, that provides them better output than these gods. Then people stopped worshipping them, and these gods from animist times disappeared. Then the era further advances, and we started focusing more on ourselves, thinking that we are the rulers of this earth. And this is the beginning of the belief humanism. But now since humanism believes humans are God, what is their direction? Yuval says, the direction are the free choices of customers and voters. However, there's a problem. What happens when we realize that customers don't make free choices? Once we have the technology to actually calculate, design, and outsmart the feelings. If the whole universe is pegged on the human experience, what happens once the human experience becomes just another designable product, no different in essence from any other items on the supermarket? And Yuval states that this is controlled by data, which will know what we will want, our characteristics, and our future actions. So those who worship growth would try their very best to gather all data and information of the customers as they can. Sounds familiar? And this is the new belief, which Yuval states as dataism. With the massive amount of data collected, they will be able to predict and even modify people's choices in the economy. And to process these faster than what humans can do, large corporates are joining the world of AI and robots to be the first one to collect all available data. Then what happens to these robots? This makes AI know more about us than us knowing ourselves. As AI reaches their full potential, the same technology we started developing in order to enhance our agricultural products are now making us irrelevant as they are more efficient in what we do. And Yuval states that this will lead us to massive unemployment, and the power and wealth concentrates on a tiny group of elites that controls all-powerful AI that holds our data. This means that free market and democracy elections, which believes each individuals are unique and valuable, becomes obsolete due to 1. Human loses their economical and military usefulness. 2. System value humans collectively, not individually. And 3. The system might find value in some humans, but these are enhanced superhumans and not the mass population. The extension of this is that if AI understands what kind of data we want to collect, then they don't need us anymore and they can do all by themselves. And what happens is that they can provide us with everything that we want, and eventually we have to obey these datas. It will be a table turning around, like how we make animals obey us, we have to obey these AIs. So to wrap up, the conclusion is data will take over humanity soon in the future. But don't worry, this is just his personal opinion and it's not confirmed that this will happen. Thank you for watching the video, hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to our channel and we can't wait to share more books with you. Peace out.